Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. It is March already. Crazy. So I have a bunch of coloring books that have come in over. I sound like I'm running a store or something. Bunch of new coloring books, and I thought I have a bunch more coming, so I figured I better do this, and then I'll do those when they come in. So I do have a couple of pretty big hauls, coloring book hauls, and I'm just, I've just decided there's all these books that I wanted, and the want monster, as Lindsay Frugal Crafter calls it, I'm like, okay, he needs to go. So I'm just I'm just getting the books that I want, and when they come and I don't like them, I'll send them back. So anyway, so I've got primarily Amazon, some Amazon UK, one for sure from Amazon Germany, an Etsy order, and I think that's it. The next haul will be Book Outlet and Amazon Japan, an eBay order, and another Etsy order. So anyway, let's do these first. So there's about 26 books, I think. So first one, and I'm going to try not to be super chatty, but and a lot of these are because I've seen them on other channels and, just other shopping adventures. But so somebody had one of these in a Colored Pages video, and it was actually volume 6 by the same author, and I've never seen these, and I was like, oh my god, I love those with the borders, so immediately went on Amazon. I saw that there's volumes 1 through 6, but there's also these compilation ones, so I ordered 1, 2, and 3, and so there's 120 mandalas in this book, and it's so cool because they have borders. And I don't like the little words and stuff in them, so I probably won't color those. If I do, I don't know, I might just cover it up with something, or I might just color them, I don't know. But there's so many others that don't have words, but look at it, they're so cool because they have the border, and I don't have to worry about, thinking about a background. I could just do something super simple in the background. I really love the size of all of the elements. Nothing is too tiny, and but they're large enough that they're also large enough that I could do some like blending and shading and that kind of thing in, lots of the spaces. I love that they're very floral, and yeah, so I'm super excited to get started on these. Yeah. Anyway, so mandalas with beautiful borders. And I'll leave links in the description on the video to where all of these came from, okay? This one came from Amazon UK. And I've had one of these before, but I think I purged it a long time ago. Let's see, when was this published? Oh, this is the newest one, 2024. So anyway, I don't know how old any of the other ones are, but I just feel like I had one of these before and I didn't keep it for some reason. The only thing about this that kind of bugs me is that the line weight is different on some of the elements. Like the mixer is the line work is way thicker than the rest of it. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of it was produced digitally. No, I'm not saying that I think it's AI or anything like that, but I do feel like most of it was produced in some kind of digital way. But because I think that a lot of the like the little fairies, I feel like they've been cut and placed in these, you know, scenes. That's just my feeling. I could be totally wrong, but that's just kind of what they look like to me. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so this is Tiny World's Fairy Homes. Okay. And then I got 2 bold, simple, easy, cute, comfy coloring books. One, Coco YO. And this one has 52 big and bold and easy coloring pages. So I just thought I would pick up one of these and just see what I can do with it, even though it's really not my cup of tea. But I do have a cheapo set of, you know, alcohol markers, which I know you don't have to use alcohol markers in them, but that sort of seems like the trend, right? And I don't know. I just thought I would try it, see how it goes. I am planning to buy a set of Ohuhu markers, the Honolulu markers, when they come back in stock and they have upgraded the nibs. Because I feel like I heard that somewhere, that they're working on upgrading the nibs on that line of markers. And so that's why they're so unavailable right now. But I think they're probably going to relaunch them with the upgraded nibs in the future. So I'm just waiting on that. And of course, when that happens, I'll have to buy the whole 399 of them or whatever, because I can't have just, you know, 100. Anyway, and then the next one is Tiny Garden's Cute and Comfy Coloring Book Cafe. And I like this one better than this one. Because the line work is not so heavy. They're slightly more detailed. And I feel like, yeah, I kind of like this better. You know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm laying down. Yeah. I think because I feel like I could do these with anything. You know, pencil, water-based marker, even just watercolor or paint or something, you know. Anyway, so that one, I'm pretty happy with that one. And then I got Frog Village, and this, I just got the spring one. I've seen somebody work in one of these, and I thought, oh my god, it's so cute. But I know it's Amazon print, so I was reluctant to order all of them. There's spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then I think there's a Christmas one, and then there's also a space one. So I just got one just to see, and and yeah, I like it. I like that they fill the page, for one thing, and yeah, because I love me some frogs. I love frogs and flowers and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so it's just a skinny little book. But yeah, so I probably will order at least the summer and the space one. Maybe not the autumn. I don't know. I'll probably wind up getting all of them. But anyway, and then this one came from Amazon UK, Crystal Vogel's, whatever that is. But it's the fairy one. And I love this. I've seen flip-throughs of this book. If not flip-throughs, I've definitely seen it in other people's haul videos. And yeah, I've wanted this for a while. She has a couple other books. She actually has quite a few other coloring books. But this is the one that I was really attracted to. I really like the fairies and the florals and the butterflies and all that kind of stuff. So not super into coloring humans, but I can do fairies. Anyway, and I like the format too, and the artwork. I mean, obviously, I like that she does that, you know, kind of stippling for shading, and some hatching that gives you an idea about shading. So that's always nice. Anyway, so Crystal Vogel's something fairies. I don't know. Anyway, but that's Amazon UK. And then I got this coloring book because I super, super love coloring fish. I love Hannah Carlson's fish. And I even love Johanna Basford's fish. But I love coloring fish. And I like to color them in just crazy, with lots of watercolor, like metallic watercolors and gel pens and that kind of stuff. I like to just make them fantastical. So these are actually pretty old images. Louis Renard, he did all of these prints back in the like 1860s or something, and he did them in that kind of style where they were just all like fantastical colors and stuff. And so the originals are a sort of fantasy fish, but the artwork is now public domain, so you can use the images and redistribute them and that kind of thing because they're public domain. But that does not mean that you can scan any portion of this book and reproduce it. You're not allowed to do that. And I'm just saying that because I know that a lot of people say that, I hear a lot of people saying this on their channels, that they scan images and then color them on like better paper and stuff like that. And I don't mean to be like a negative Nancy or a, the coloring book police, but that's really illegal to do that. And it violates all the copyright laws completely. And it doesn't matter what country they were produced in or anything like that. Like, if there's a copyright on a book, you're not allowed to do that. So I'm just saying. And I have known of people being sued by publishers or artists for reproducing things that are under copyright. And it doesn't seem fair, but people have been like sued big time for actually just doing that. Even though you don't think it's a big deal, it really is a big deal to the artist or to the, the creator of the book. Now, these being in public domain, these have been altered and, reproduced so that these images in this book are copyrighted. The original images that you can find online of his artwork is public domain unless it's come from another book that is copyrighted. I hope that makes sense. Copyright law is pretty tricky and it's very serious. Anyway, so I'm really excited to color in this book. But along with that, I bought a copy of this book, which is obviously the companion to the coloring book. And these are reproductions of the original artwork, which I think is way cool. Because even though you can find these online, it's just nice to have it here in book form, And then when you buy the book, you also get free downloads. So there's like 75 like high quality downloads of his posters. So they're like prints. So you can download those, and those you can print. So because they're providing them to you as downloads. So the author, the publisher has them, and they're offering them to you for free if you buy this book. So, but those are not, you're not allowed to distribute those. I'm just saying, I know. Anyway, and then Tales from Atlantis. So I have quite a few Hannah Carlson books, but there's some that I love. There's some that I like a lot, but I don't work in that much. There's some that I really don't like. but I've seen enough of this one to know that I would probably like it. And I've, you know, I kind of held off on buying these smaller ones because I wasn't working in the other ones that I had so much, but I decided, okay, I'm just going to get it. So I got it. And I love coloring fish, so I said that already. Fish and water and that kind of thing. So anyway, so I got Tales from Atlantis. This was an Amazon purchase. And then the Ink House. I know lots of people have shown this book in haul videos and that kind of thing. And it's just one of those things that I thought, I don't know for sure if I'll actually color in it, but it's one of those books that, you know, I mean, so it's not a coloring book, in case you don't know. It's not actually a coloring book. It's a children's book. But all the illustrations are obviously, you know, black and white and colorable. So, and a lot of people do color in it. And so who knows, maybe one day I will. But I think that if I start coloring in it, I'm going to have to make a commitment to color the whole book. Otherwise, it'll just be weird. And then maybe give it to one of my grandkids or something. So, but yeah. So I got the Ink House off of Amazon. And then Small World Coloring. This came from Amazon Germany. So this is published by Top. And it's part of their Colorful World series. It's glue bound. So like this is loose, but so you can see it's just glue along the, you know, the spine of the book. So you have to be kind of careful when you turn these pages because they do kind of come loose here at the bottom. And they will tear out pretty easily, I think. So I'm going to have to be really careful and, you know, aware of that. Otherwise, what I might do is disassemble the book and put it into, you know, like into sleeves or something. I don't want to put I wouldn't put holes in it and put it in a, you know, and bind it like that. But, yeah, because if I use any kind of water media on this, it's going to start coming apart, I think. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So I just thought it was really cool. I love the details. I love just all the little, you know, all the little doodly things in each one of these scenes. So each scene is just a different, like, place, you know, dinosaurs. This is like a Nordic kind of Viking scene. This is like fairyland or something. I don't read German, so I don't know exactly. It's a farm, I think. Anyway, so yeah, I just love it. And I think it's really cool how each page is a double page spread, and you know, so you could still do something fancy over here. But yeah, so I'm excited to do something in here. And then I finally pulled the trigger on some Camellia Angelkova books. I literally have had like 20 of her books in my shopping cart. And one night I was like, okay, I have to just narrow this down. I cannot buy all these books. So I started thinking, okay, what exactly do I like about these books? And I like the characters. I like her style. But I still like fantasy. I don't particularly love coloring people. And I was thinking about the scene books, the ones that she does that are scenes. And I just think maybe that's a little too much commitment. So I thought, okay, these are more like the cute and cozy kind of thing, right? Where they're small, like just like little vignettes of cute stuff. So anyway, so I got them. I got prehistoric miniatures, which I think is super cute, and 50 mythical miniatures. I think it's pretty cute how a lot of the creatures in here are from Harry Potter, Has anybody else heard that J.K. Rowling is remaking all the Harry Potter movies in her own vision? Okay, like, I'm like, what? No way. Okay. I can definitely get behind that. Let me know if you've heard that rumor. I could be wrong. I mean, who I heard it from could be wrong, but anyway. And then I got 50 space-themed miniatures. Because, yeah. Because I like this idea. Same with the mythical creatures and the prehistoric animals, that I can make them whatever color I want. Like, I could make a purple dinosaur, you know? I could make little pink outer space mouses, and you know, I can just do whatever I want. I really like the farm scene ones too, but those, you kind of feel like you gotta stick to the like colors that those things would be, you know. But this kind of thing, I can just play with color and make it whatever I want. Anyway, and then I've seen this book in other people's hauls before too, and was like, whoa, that's a pretty cool little book. But it's really not a little book. It's got 90 different scenes. It's double-sided. But that's okay, because I don't really work with alcohol markers anyway. I have been having some issues with certain things that I've used to activate, like ink tints and watercolor pencil and things like that. There's like some of the blender pens, specifically this finesse pen. I've tried that, and I figured out that that's the problem that I've had in a couple of different pieces that I've done, that I did last month. And also the Melts blender. I think that has what has caused color to bleed through in some of my coloring pages. Anyway, I think this is a really cute book. I love the size of the elements, again, kind of like the that mandala book. So I think I'm pretty likely to just play in this book. And then I got Olga Golovishkina. I got her just little potions book like a couple months ago, and I decided that, okay, I can work in it, even though the paper is awful for any kind of water media at all. I really like her images, and so I can deal with it. I'll just make myself deal with it. Anyway, so I just got another one of her books, and I just love the little... I just really like the style, you know. I kind of wish these were a little bigger, but, you know, some of them are, so that's fine. Yeah, she has a bunch of books. I think there's probably at least 10. I know there's at least 3 of these that are mounts, and then there's like 4 of the little potion bottle ones, and then she has this chinchilla series, and you know. So anyway, if you've never seen her work, check it out, because they're pretty cool. And I'll leave a link in the, you know, down there. And then I really like Angela Porter. I have her like Fantasy Houses book or whatever, and I liked it for the same reason that I like that mandala book, and why I like the dream coloring book, and you know, because of the size of the elements. They're small, but they're not too small. You know, I like detailed, but I don't want to go cross-eyed, you know. Anyway, but I haven't worked in that Fantasy Homes book for some reason, because it seems to me like it's really hard to pick out, like, what's the house, what's the rocks, what's the trees. It's just really hard to see that. Anyway, but somebody showed this on a haul, and I was like, that is cool. It's just wacky and cool. And again, I can use any colors I want. It's Amazon paper, but, you know, I can do whatever I want in here. Nothing has to be realistic. And it really reminds me of this book. Not the whole book, but just there's a couple pages in this book that I'm going to show you. The Wandering City by Carlos Stanga. This is published by Moleskine. This is a pretty cool coloring book. But there's two double page spreads in this book that are just faces. Just all these faces. And I had forgotten about this book until I did my little like introduction video. Anyway, so that's what this book reminds me of. And I just think it looks like a lot of fun. Lots of fun. And that's what it's about, right? Okay, this came from Amazon UK, and this is the only reason that I even was looking on Amazon UK when I wound up with the Crystal Vogel book, and there was another one. Oh, and the Tiny Worlds. Anyway, so this is Dream Voyage by Melpomene Chattopanigatu, and I don't think this is available in the US yet, and I think that's why I was looking on Amazon UK. It was either because of this one or the Crystal Vogel's book. I don't remember. But I do know that the Crystal Vogel book was a lot cheaper on Amazon UK than it was on the US Amazon. Yeah. I mean, it would have wound up costing like $25 with the shipping and stuff. And anyway, but I wanted this really super bad because I finally realized how to work in her books, and it took me a while. Like, I've had Circle of Life since it was first published, and I've never really been able to get anything done in it. This one doesn't feel like it's perforated. Yeah, this one's not perforated like Circle of Life is. So that's nice, because my Circle of Life started falling apart, and I just started tearing the pages out of it. But anyway, there's flip-throughs of this book on Amazon if you want to see it slowly. And, yeah. But it's on Amazon UK. And then I saw Maya was working in this book, or she was showing this book or something. This is another children's book by Henry Cole, and he has another book too, and I think it's Spot and Dot or something. And so Spot is a cat, but Dot is a dog. But I definitely wanted this. This was like $18 on Amazon. It's brand new though. So I wanted to get this before I got the other one. And yeah. Anyway, let me see what this, yeah. So the cover is cool. It's like embossed. You can see the embossing. Because I was thinking it would be really cool to color the cover, because it's still just feels like regular paper, you know? Anyway, so it's neat though, because there's no words in it. It's just about this cat that escapes out the window of their flat, and this little boy goes out looking for him, but there's no words. And so yeah, you can color it. It's all just, you know, black pen work. So yeah, anyway, so again, this is another children's book that if I decide to start coloring in it, I'll have to commit to coloring the whole book. So anyway, so that's Spot the Cat. And then I got The Epic World of Tolkien. I actually ordered another Tolkien book at the same time from Amazon, both new books. But when the other one was a bestiary of Tolkien, advertised as brand new, and when it arrived, it was like half the pages were colored in, and it was like all like, I don't know, there was some kind of gunk all over the cover. It was really disgusting. And for an $18 book, I was like, yeah, something happened there. I don't know, with their inventory. But anyway, this one was perfect. And look at how thick it is. I mean, it's like, wow. And it's nicely printed, nice paper. It's a not a compilation, it's a collaboration of multiple artists. And this one is not based on the images, like the rendering of the characters is not based on the actors in the movies. So these are just, as far as I can tell, I don't think they are. But, yeah, just if you're a Tolkien fan, you can understand why I wanted this. And I know that there's two other ones I want. I want the Hobbit coloring book and the Lord of the Rings coloring book, because those are based on the movies. And so like the characters look like, the coloring book images resemble the actors from the movies. So that's cool. Like this is Aragorn, and that's not what Aragorn looked like in the movies. But yeah, so I like it because there's just lots of landscapes and, like this will be super fun to color and just make it, my own cozy little hobbit hole. So anyway, so the Epic World of Tolkien, and that was an Amazon purchase. And Brambly Hedge, I don't remember where I got. I mean, I know it was Amazon, but this might have come from Amazon UK also. I don't remember. But I'll find it and put it in the description. But I saw Connie on The Coloring Chemist. I saw her last year sometime. She had purchased, I think she had this book, but there's another one too. And then there's a new one that's coming out. But I think she had this one and another one. So there might be 3 altogether now when the new one comes out. But she also bought the original like hardcover book, so that she would have the images that are like companion images to the coloring book. But she really raved about the book, especially like the paper quality and stuff. And I really liked the imagery. It's just beautiful. And I like that it has, parts of the story in here. So I think this will be really fun to work on. And the fact that it's festive doesn't mean that it's like overly Christmassy, because I was kind of reluctant to get it because I wasn't really sure like how like disgustingly Christmassy it was going to be, because I'm really not really very into Christmas at all. But yeah, so I feel like this is more about preparation for Christmas, and yeah, so it's not oozing Christmas trees and ornaments and Santa and reindeer and stuff. So anyway, so it's a pretty cute book. Yeah, here's the original series. So it was a series of books, but the book that Connie had was like all of them in one edition. So anyway, so that one. And then the rest of them are an Etsy order from Etoile or Etoile or however you say it, Etoile. And I won't go into like a whole big long thing about it, but just know that if you purchase from her, from this Etsy shop, it says that your order shipped from California. And yes, eventually it gets shipped from California, but what she does is you place an order and then she buys the book from somewhere in Korea and has it shipped to her, and then she sends it to you. So it literally took like 3 weeks to get my books. And even though the cost of shipping was less than ordering from like Cool Craft Books, there's a lot of other places where you can order Korean coloring books. They take longer to get to you for sure, and you will pay shipping, but it's not always that much, like there's a lot of resources out there. So I'm just saying that the only reason that I placed this order with this store is because she says that she's in California. And so for 5 books, I paid about $27 for shipping. And I just don't feel like it would have cost $25 to ship 5 books from California. But what she's doing is she's factoring in the cost of her huge order that she makes from Korea to have all of these books that she's taken orders on to be shipped to her, and sort of like piecing it out a month, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she spreads out that cost over the orders that she gets, and then she ships them via media mail to the buyer. So all I'm saying is that these books, media mail rate would have cost about maximum like $8 to ship to me. And from California, they would take about maybe 8 days to get to me. Okay. So that's how she ships them, is media mail. And all I'm saying is that when you ship things via media mail, the post office is not very nice to your packages. And I know this from personal experience because I sell things and ship them via media mail. So I know what happens to packages that get sent via media mail. Like, I made handmade journals, and I would never ship one of my handmade books via media mail because it's like the cheapest, most abused like line of shipping that the post office sells. So anyway, things just get kicked around when you ship at media rate. Anyway, and then it took so long to get here, and I don't know, I just felt like it was kind of dishonest in a way, but it's whatever. She did wind up, and then some of the books that I wanted weren't even in stock, and so I had to wait for those. It was like, why are you selling things that you don't have in stock, that you can't get? Because she doesn't have them there in California. She gets, anyway. Okay, breathe. Sorry, I'm getting worked up. Okay, so I did do the translation for these. So this one is Draw the Four Seasons, JJ's emotional watercolor coloring book, Draw the Four Seasons. And I think that's what this is. And then the artist is on Instagram at JJ_Greem with an M, like Mary. And then here's the ISBN number if you want to search for it. You know, if you want it, order it from her if you want, from the Etsy store. I'll reluctantly put a link in the description, but just know that they're not shipping from California. Anyway, yeah, it's just one of those books where you get an image on the left that you can color on the right. It's good quality paper, but it's not watercolor paper. But it's still nice paper. It's nice, you know, heavy, lightweight cardstock paper. Okay, and it's the Four Seasons. I said that already. But I haven't broken the spine on this yet. But it's mostly like, kind of like urban landscapes, kind of. Lots of like power lines and things like that. But still a lot of nature. Nature. I used to watch these videos sometimes with my ex-boyfriend about like mushroom picking and stuff. And the guy that made the videos, who he said, when he said nature, he said nature. Anyway. Yeah, and what's cool, what I like also is that a lot of them are portrait. So, portrait, you know. Anyway, so there's that one. That's the Four Seasons. And then this one is probably my favorite that I got so far. And I've seen covers like this, you know, when shopping for like Korean coloring books. And I've seen a lot of this image as the, at least similar to that. So I was kind of nervous about buying this because I thought, you know, I wasn't sure what I was going to get. But anyway, it is, so the translation of the title is Urban Coloring. Old and worn out stores that I suddenly discovered on such a wonderful day. Urban Coloring. So awesome. Anyway, the artist is at renhung.p. Oh no, that's their Instagram. And then the artist name is Park In Hung. Okay. And this one, it feels like watercolor paper for sure. It's actually a little bit heavier than this other one. I would say maybe like 110-pound paper. But I don't know if it's sized. So that's going to say whether it's watercolor paper or not. You know, I mean, that's really the biggest thing. But I saw Lindsay, the frugal crafter, she was talking about how some of her watercolor paper has gone off. And so she got this product from Blick Art Supply that is like a liquid sizing to kind of like resize your paper. And I think I'm going to get some of that. And I'm going to see if I can use that as a, like a base on some cheaper coloring book pages and see if it'll help with watercolor on coloring book pages. It'll be fun to find out. So anyway, it's not cheap. It's a Holbein product. Anyway, so I'm gonna get some and I'll let you know. Anyway, but this one is all just like buildings, mostly restaurants. It seems like. No, those are houses. But I love her style. I love the weight of the line is very dark, and you can tell that when she's inking, she's very deliberate about it, and it's not, I mean, it's super sketchy, but it's just she's just a little heavier handed, or she uses a thicker nib on her pen or something like that. I just really like her style. So, and the color. And she does offer you some color in some of the images, like here in the shadow. You've got like a Payne's gray color, and then, you know, like a, I don't know, kind of like a neutral gray. But yeah, so you get some to kind of get you started, you know. And the other thing that's really cool is that you get a QR code to a video of the artist painting this, drawing it and painting it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you get like a little mini tutorial to a lot of these pages, a lot of these images. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Anyway, so there's that one. And then this next one is actually a set. There's 28 pages to color. And these are all, again, kind of like urban scenes. And this one is on a more textured paper, and it very well could be actual watercolor paper. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But, yeah. So then there's a companion book to the actual coloring book. And so in this one, so here's the translation. So it's moments of travel dyed with 24 colors. So he uses a 24 color palette. Travel every day, urban watercolor coloring book. Published by Dongyang Books, and the artist is Jeonbo Ram, or Finden Art. Could be an Etsy shop or something too. I don't know. But anyway, so in here you get a full like tutorial basically of like how to watercolor, which is kind of cool. Oh, this numbers all of the images. And then he gives you some kind of like tutorial about, you know, watercolor method and stuff. And it looks like he uses a water brush for the most part. And then these are the colors that he has in his palette. So you get, so on this page, it actually names them in English. Rose madder, bright opera, peacock blue, red brown, burnt sienna. Okay, and then gives you some tutorial stuff, which is nice. Because if you're actually trying to watercolor this, and you've never done it before, it's nice to kind of see that, you know. Anyway, so for each image, he gives you the colors that he's used. And then, but he doesn't put the names in English on these pages. He only puts them in that one on the front. So whatever. Like maybe he expects us to learn what these characters are. And then there's a QR code for a video of the artist painting this image. And then, so he tells you what colors to use, gives you a tutorial, gives you, you know, the finished image, and then the line art. I mean, that's awesome. Like, if you really are interested in, like, urban sketching or wanting to learn how... Because, okay, the thing that is hard about, you know, doing this onto, you know, this style of coloring book is that you don't... Unless you understand watercolor and how it works and, like, the properties of watercolor, it's really hard to do this unless you know some method, right? Some methodology. So, like, you know, you kind of need to learn about glazing and, you know, underpainting and glazing and when to use, you know, masking and, you know, there's a lot of things that, like when to blend on the palette versus blending on the paper and, you know, figuring out like how the tone of color changes when it dries, how much water to use, that kind of stuff. Watercolor is not easy. Like, it is very challenging. So all I'm saying is that this set is really nice because of that tutorial that you get. And I mean, I haven't watched, I just clicked on a couple of them, but pretty sure that's what it is. So for all of them. Anyway, so I'm going to say at this point, I highly recommend this set. So, and then I finally got a Forest Girl coloring book. I've wanted to get one for quite a while, but I don't know. I'm not really, I don't like to go with the flow. I like to sort of kick the trends, you know. I usually pick up on things like 10 years later, like leg warmers, you know. Anyway, so I got the premium edition of Forest Girl's coloring book, and this one is, I know it has like a special name, A Happy Moment Entrenched in the Forest. And I didn't do any translation on this one because, you know, don't really need it. But everybody has seen this. I'm certain of it. But this is a nice book. And it's nice heavy paper. Again, I don't know if it's watercolor. I'm not even convinced that the artist's original work is watercolor. I honestly am not. I sort of don't think it is. Doesn't really look like watercolor to me. It could be, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It does look watercolory. I would guess it's probably a mixed media thing. You know, it's probably watercolor and maybe some ink and, you know, obviously there's some ink in there. But I mean like acrylic ink or something. Or maybe even gouache. It could be gouache. Anyway, it is what it is. But beautiful book. So I'm excited to do something in here too. And then the very last one is this set. This is another set And I was pretty excited about this one. And these all came from that same Etsy shop. Because I thought it was just going to be like urban sketching, you know, kind of like that one that I said was like my favorite. And it is, but let me move these out of the way. It kind of is, but I don't know. I really don't like the coloring book that came in this set. So, okay. So in the listing, you see this picture. There's this one that's like cities around the world or something like that. And then there's another one that I think is like just Tokyo or something. And it's a hardcover book, which is nice. It's big. So these are the original images. But in the listing, you see the cover and you see these, right? You see these images. Like, because you can only upload like 10 images on Etsy in Etsy listings. So like, I love the artwork, okay? I didn't necessarily love that there was this printing all over these pages, but I thought, well, this is just a, you know, example image, right? Like this, you know, this goofy thing. And so I thought, well, I like this image. I like this image. You know, these would be great to color, you know. But so then, this is the coloring book. And I was like, what? You know, like I don't know. I wish I could send it back. I just really don't like it. I don't like it. I'll never do anything in here. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it to one of my grandkids or something. See if they want to play around with it. I don't know. Anyway, so I was pretty disappointed with this set. But that's the only thing that I really am sad about. I mean, it was like 20 bucks. Plus shipping, you know. And I had to wait 3 weeks for it. So, anyway. Let me know what your favorite is of the books that I showed you guys today. And I think I got a pretty good selection. Like a pretty wide variety of books. Don't you think? I think so. And I got so many. I'm so happy. I'm going to just... Anyway, so hopefully I'll get my order from Book Outlet. I think I have like 23 books in there. I've never ordered from them, so I just like added everything to my cart that I wanted and then like weeded it out a little bit. But I pretty much got everything I had put in my cart. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that because I put some mythographic books in there. And yeah, and some other stuff. So that'll be fun. And they're so cheap. Like, they have like the best prices. You just have to wait, I guess, for them to get them. Anyway, and then I have an order with Amazon Japan coming. And I think there's like 12 books or something. So that'll be good. That'll be really fun. So I'll do another video when those come. Maybe 2 separate ones. Anyway, I got a lot of eerie books from Japan. So those will be fun to work on too. Anyway, let me know what your favorite book was that I hauled. And yeah, I'm curious to know. And which one do you think I should work in first? And, you know, I've never done a buddy color with anybody. So, like, I don't even know how that works. I honestly don't. Like, do you have to be on Instagram to do buddy colors? Because I don't really do a lot on Instagram. I mean, I kind of have posted a couple things lately. But, yeah, so I'm going to say, like, I don't know. Maybe I'd be interested in doing a buddy color. If somebody wants to do that, I would maybe be down for that. I don't know. So, just putting it out there. Okay, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I finally figured out how to record my videos not in 8K, so they take 14 hours to upload on my phone. So maybe I'll be able to make more videos. Anyway, okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.